You can visit our website and YouTube channel for more videos and take advantage of them. So let's get started. In our previous video, we ended upon HTML quotations. So I hope you have understood them. If you have any queries, you can ask in the comment section of this video. Okay, let's get started. HTML comments. Now, this tag is used for writing some comments in our HTML page. So when you start anything from greater sign of exclamation and to hyphen, and then write something in front of that and then close it by hyphen hyphen greater sign. So this will be uh, uh, giving the browser identification that this is a comment. So this will not be executed. It will only be a comment in your web page. It will not show in the web page. It will be only in the code. So see, the example is this one. We can try it. So here, see, it's the output is this is a paragraph. So it's not they are not writing anything like this is a comment or comments are not displayed in the browser. These two sentences are not written in the output of the web page. Only the p tag has been identified. So whenever there are cases where we want to write some comments, we want to say something in between so that maybe another programmer can take use of it. So we want to say something here in the comment section. So comments are written by this tag. And the ending tag is like this. So it's different from other tags. So this is a comment. So you can see that uh, we can comment also our tags. So maybe we have written some tags like this p paragraph, and there are some p paragraph and image tag is there, and there is a p paragraph tag. Now we want that in some cases for the time being, we want to um, disable this two tags. So we write the starting comment and the ending tag of the comment. So these two tags will not be displayed. So we can test it. So see, this is a paragraph. This is a paragraph 2. So there are two statements here. But if I remove this, um, so see, if I am removing this and I run this, so this will show up another paragraph. Look at this cool image, and the image is also displayed on the screen. So if I want to omit this, if I want to hide this two tags, I can use this comment starting tag of the comment and ending tag. And then when I run it, so these two paragraph and image are now hidden from the web page. So likewise, we can control our any code uh, and we can say that, okay, we can show it or we can hide this by using the comment tag. Okay, now coming to the colors, HTML colors, earlier we read these. So there are some default colors like tomato, orange, doggle blue. So all these are the colors. Background color is also there. So we can define it by style. So there is a style attribute. We have studied it in previous class. So we can give the background color of the text by saying background hyphen color colon the color of desired color what you want to define that, and then a semicolon. Likewise, we have text color. Text color is defined as color colon red or color colon blue, any color you want to write. Now there is a border. Border also there is an attribute called border. So we can give a border to our text. So border has three values. One is the thickness of the line, the border line, the thickness. We can say how many pixels it should be the thick, or we can say how the format of the line should be, it is a solid or dotted line, or it should be hidden line. So we can say like this, and then the color of the border. So we can test it right now. So see, here are different colors given to the border. So if I change this to suppose 5 pixels and I run it, so see the thickness of the border is now more because I have used 5 pixels instead of 2 pixels. If I say 0 pixel, so this will not give any border to the text, 0 pixel. So this week, yeah, we have tested it right now. I think it's dotted. Yeah. So instead of solid, there is a solid which says that line should be a straight line. And if I say dotted, so it will give me a dotted line. Here I can change this tomato into red color, or anything black color. So it will change the color of the, so the border at property of the style attribute has 3 values. First is the thickness of the border line, and then how the border should be seen format, which is solid or dotted line, and the color. So there are 3 values for this property, border property. I hope it's clear. Now, as I've defined it earlier also, we can use this hash color codes. Hexadecimal color codes can be used. You can find them in, suppose you can say HTML color codes. You can find in Google, and you can go to some website, and you can select any of the code and then copy this code and then place it in your HTML page, and you can make use of it as hash color. Or you can also give RGB. RGB means red, green, blue. So RGB function, there is a function called RGB which has 3 values. First is red, second is green, then third is blue. So we can change it. Suppose we try it. So suppose I can give the red as 55. When I run it, see, it changes to green color because I have given a very small value to the red color. If I give 355, suppose, it will give a red color. Or if I give some more value to 190, it will give some yellow color. So it will mix the red, green, blue color codes here and give a mixture of those colors. So we can define like this also RGB. Then there is another HSL also, which can be defined as percentage, or without percentage, we can define this. So this also gives us some color combination. Suppose I can give some other combination of the colors. So we can use different functions and give the color codes. But mostly we use hash color code. So in our web pages, when we write, we use hash color codes. But this can also be used. Okay. Now, coming to the next lesson, which is CSS, style CSS. So this style CSS means cascading style sheets. CSS stands for cascading style sheets. So CSS saves a lot of work. It can control. So now, what is CSS? Cascading style sheets is used to format the layout of the web page. Used now, I can define. There are 3 types of CSS. One is inline, one is internal, and the third one is external. So what does this mean? Inline, we have read this inline because this is a style attribute which is used in all the tags. Suppose we can use this style in h1 tag, in p tag, in body tag, in image tag. So this is an attribute inline. So now if we have multiple tags, suppose here h1, 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 there are multiple things here, and we want to give a same type of style to all the h1s. So by this inline, we have to repeat this style in all our h1s if we want to give the same style to the h1 tag. So we have to repeat if there are multiple h1 tags here, maybe 10, 50, or any number of tags. So we have to repeat this. This will be repeating our style. Now we have another thing as internal. So we have read about inline, and we one thing is, another thing is internal. Internal means there is another tag. Now this style was a attribute, see, attribute, but this is a tag. It is enclosed with smaller sign and a greater sign. So this style is a tag. This tag is used inside the header of the head tag of the HTML page, inner internal. So if we use this style on the header, and then that style we can name it as class, then we can use this style in our body tags inside h1. So there it will be easier for us. So once we define it in our head tag, then it's not needed to define it everywhere, so we can use it. Now we will be studying how this is used. Another way is external. So external means there is one CSS file. So see, in HTML we have different files. So one of the file, the web page which we create, is the extension of HTML. HTML dot HTML. There is another file called CSS dot CSS, in which we have all the styles, and then we can include that file inside our HTML file with the tag called link. This is also inside the head. We define this link tag inside the head tag, that okay, we are using one external CSS file inside our HTML file. So this tag defines it. We will learn later. Now inline, we have read this. It is giving us that okay, in each tag we are using this style attribute, and this is a repetitive thing. Now internal. Now see, now we are going for internal. So internal means we are having a tag called style tag, which has a end style tag. This is a tag style, but that was a attribute. So see, there is a difference between a tag and an attribute. So style, we have style as attribute also, we have style as tag also. So this tag, it is inside the head tag. We can't use this style inside our body tag. We have to define this style inside our head tag. So when we define this, we likewise we define this as okay, style for body tag. It should be like this. Background color should be powder blue. For h1 tag, the color should be blue. For p tag, the color should be red. So see, we are defining one time we are defining this, and wherever in the body, inside the body, wherever h1 tag is there, it uses this h1 style for which is defined in the head tag. So we did need not to write again and again in the h1 tag. Okay, like p tag, if we are using many p tags inside our body tag, all those p tags will be having color red, because we have defined this on top, that okay, p tag should have this color red, h1 tag should have this color blue, body tag should have this background color as powder blue. So once we are defining this, so it can be used here. So we can test it, going to test it. So now see, Once we have defined and we are using, we don't need to write style here in the attribute as style, because we have defined this h1 up there. So I can change this maybe red color when I run this, and it goes to this is a heading as red color. Uh, this is a red color. This is a red color. Okay, and then now we can define it as a black color. So see, the P tag paragraph tag has the black color, so I can change it to anything. So I hope you have studied, you have understood this. What is the difference between style tag and style attribute? Style attribute and style tag. So one is inline. Inline means we are using attribute, style attribute, and internal means we are defining a style tag inside our head tag, and we are using that inside our body. Now there is another thing as external. So there are three types of tags, which is one is inline, internal, and external. Most of this, when we develop our web application website, a professional website, we use external css. Now we will be reading this. See, now there is an external style sheet is used to define the style for many html pages. So see, what is the difference now? What's the difference between this style tag and this external css? We will be seeing it right now. So this style is used in one of the HTML page. So we can have multiple HTML pages in our website. So one page has an introduction of our website. Second page is in register to this website. Or the third, we can have multiple 10, 20 of these pages. So if we are using this style tag, we have to define this style tag in each of the pages. But when we are using an external css, once we create a external css, this is a file, this is not a tag. Inside that file we have multiple of these attributes and the values. So we will just read that. So external css. So see, now how to use this external CSS in our HTML page, we have to use this link tag. Link tag means we are linking, we are inserting that style sheet in our main HTML file. So this tag is used to bring that HTML, that CSS file inside our HTML page. We are linking that. So this is a link tag which has a rel. Rel means relation style sheet. It's a style sheet. This file is a style sheet, and which href we can say that the name of the style sheet. So the name of the style sheet is styles.css. We can name it anything like Bob Smart class.css, anything. So now whatever it's inside this CSS file, it comes here and it is used in our h1 p1 tag. Now we can see this what we have written in the style CSS. So here what we have written in this style CSS, body with curly brackets, background color as powder blue, h1 curly bracket color colon blue. All those things, same thing which we are using in the style tag, we have defined it in our this file styles.css file. Now when we may link it, link this css file, it the all the attributes, all the properties and all the values come from this css file, and it is used in this page, web page. So this line we can copy and put it in our all our web pages wherever we need them. Okay. Now so here css color font family, they are defining this. Okay, we have read this in our earlier classes also, but still we can review them. So this is, what is this? This is internal. This is style because it is using style tag. It is not using a file, a CSS file, or it is not using inline attribute style. It is using a tag. So this tag means internal. So once in the head tag, we have defined this style, and for that h1 tag, we have defined this color, font family, and font size. And for the p, we are defining this. So whenever we use h1 tag, we can have multiple h1 tags in this body tag. All these h1 tags will be having this style, which is defined in once in the style tag. Now CSS border. So there is border. We have read that earlier. We can give the border to the text format. There is another property, padding. So the CSS padding property defines a padding space between the text and the border. So what does this mean? We can try it. Now see, there is a border. Inside the border, we have a text. This is a paragraph. So because we have given this border and we have given this padding also. Now, if I say zero padding, 0 pixels padding, what does this do? See, so it has removed the spaces between the border and the text, 0 pixel. But I can say 100 pixel. 100 pixel means, see now the border and there is a much space between the text written and the border. So we can give this padding also. So this is how we give the padding. Now there is another property called margin. Margin means we can define a margin space outside the border. So we can test this. So see, now we have given 50 pixel margin. So if I give 0 pixel margin, so see the space between the first tag and the second tag is nominal. Now 0 pixels because there is no space between, because we said margin is 0 pixels. So between first text and between the second text paragraph, there is no space, 0. If I say 10 pixels, so see there is a space, 10 pixel space between one paragraph and the second paragraph. What's the difference between padding and margin? Padding means inside the border, the space inside between this border and the text which is written here, that is called padding. Margin is the space between the two tags. See, this is the first tag, this is the second tag. Yeah. So if I give margin, I can say I want to give some space between the first tag and between the second tag. Okay. So I hope this is clear. Now, a link to external CSS, they have given this link to external CSS. We can so one thing is that we can build our own style sheet, styles.css external file, or we can use another web page style sheet also by giving this https, the URL of the website from where we want to have that style sheet. So, but we have to know where this style.css is located. So now see, this is the name of the website, but this is another inside we have a internal folder, which is HTML, and this file is inside that folder. It is located inside that folder. So we have to know where this style.css is inside any other website. But normally we write our own style external file. We don't use any other's style sheet. Okay, so now this example uses full URL to link the style. So we can use this specific, what is the website name also. And if our website is the same website which you are using here only, so we need not to give the name of the website. We can start with the folder name. Okay. So this is also there. And if that CSS is in the same folder where your HTML is located, you need not to give this HTML folder also. So see here, we have not said anything as the folder name and slash the style sheet name. So here we can use this also. Now there is a summary of what we have read right now. So use the HTML attribute for inline styling. So normally we don't use this, but still we can use this, which is inline styling. There is a tag, style tag, which is called internal CSS. We also don't use this also because this is only used for one web page. This is preference. We use an external CSS file. We create an external CSS file and link that CSS file in our HTML pages, which is called external CSS file. Then we in the head, it is saying that in the head tag, we store style and we store the link tag. Then we have color property. We have read that property, font family, font size, border, padding, and margin. So we have read that here. Now the next thing is HTML links. So we can start with this link. So there is another tag called a tag, anchor, a tag, which has a parameter, which has a attribute called href. In the href, we define the URL. So if we want to, there are some places where we want to have the text as clickable. So this is a link text. So when we click this, this URL will be executed. Suppose we are giving this. So see, this is the example a tag, and we have a href attribute. Inside the href attribute, we are defining where that URL, what is the URL we want to redirect our user to that. So we give this, and when we say something here, visit anything, visit w3cschools.com, this text will be displayed as underline, and when we place the mouse on top of it, it will have the hand icon. So we can try that. So see, we have used this anchor tag here, and what is the output? Visit W3C schools. Now when I place my mouse, so see, there's a pointer here, but when I place the mouse on top of this link, so it comes as a hand icon. See, you can see the difference. This is pointer, this is hand, pointer, hand. So it means that this is a clickable, and it is with the underline also. We can click it. Now when we click it, it goes to the this w3cschools.com. See this, it goes to that. Okay, so this is how we link one page of our page to another page. Now there are different other attributes as the target attribute. So we will be studying this. What is target? Target means where this link, when we click on this text and it goes to this web page, where to show this web page, where to show this URL. We can say self, we can say blank, we can say parent, we can say top. So what does this mean? Self default, it if we don't give this target, the default is self means wherever this HTML, wherever we are right now, the page we are right now, it displays, it rubs that page and displays the this URL instead of it rubs that, and instead this will be displayed. Okay, which is called self. Opens the document in the same window or tab as it was clicked. So it rubs the earlier page where we were earlier and displays what is this URL is. Now blank, what does blank attribute to? Blank value of target attribute to opens the document in the new window or tab. So when you give underscore blank as target, so we can test this right now. Now, if I'm giving this, so it clicks and it goes to another this window of the browser. See, it has not opened inside this. So when I omit this, suppose I omit this, I'm removing this. When I don't run it and when I click it, see what happens? It is showing that W3C schools inside this box because I have not given anything here as target. Now target, if I give self, if I give self and I click it, it says same. So self means inside the same window you have to display the URL. Now if I give blank and run it, it will open another browser window of the browser. So see what's the difference now. What is parent? Opens the document in the parent frame. What does this mean? So when we have parent here, they have not given anything here. Parent, I will tell you about it. Parent and top. So suppose we have multiple HTML pages. Suppose we like this Bob Smart class. There is a website. Now this website is there. So this is the main page, and I'm going to another how it works. Another page of the website. So it is going to another page. So what was the parent? Parent was home, and this is the another page. Now we can have another page as register today. So it goes to the child. So it goes in and in. Now what does this mean? When I say parent, wherever I am located right now, which page we are displaying, it goes on the top. It displays this W3C schools on the parent of that page. What does this mean? Opens the document in the full body of the window. So top, when I use top, uh, it will rub everything of the HTML page and it will display on the home page of the website. So these two you can say, because we can test it afterwards when we are building. In the next classes, we will be building a complete website. Right now we are moving with one tags, but when we after this completion of this course, we will be completing one complete website, and there we will be using this parent and top. Right now we can't define them. Okay. So now there is another thing as absolute URLs versus relative URLs. So absolute is a full we have read it earlier also. Absolute URL means a full web address. So if I give the full web address, so I can give this anchor tag as full suppose w3.org. So this is absolute. Relative means inside our website, we have some default.asp. So there are multiple HTML pages inside our website. So we can give the relative URL. So relative URL, we don't use this HTTPS www. See, this is relative URL. We are not giving any HTTPS because whenever we are building our own website, all all the pages are inside our location. So we need not to give this domain name. But if we are using another, we are going to another website, another external website like google.com, like w3.org, we have to give this absolute URL. Then we have links, HTML links. So HTML link image. We have read this earlier, but still we will go forward with that. Example is a tag and image tag. IMG, we have read this. SRC, it has the name of the picture file, photo file. The photo file has different types of extension. One is GIF, one is PNG, one is JPG. We can use that in the image img tag. We have alt tag, alt attribute. If the image is not displayed, this text will be displayed instead of this image, and we can use this style attribute also inside that. Now another is linked to an email address. So see, we can have an anchor tag, and in href, we have read in anchor tag that we can give a URL or we can give a relative page name. But now we can have another property as mail to. See, mail to colon your email address. Suppose you want that your in your website, you want to give the users an email address and ask them to send the email to that email address. So you can use this anchor tag. When I click on it, sorry, when I click on it, so anchor tag has this href mail to colon some example at the rate example.com. I can do any of the email address. So when I click on this, it will open suppose Outlook, any other email application. Suppose you have Gmail or any other, whatever the client has, it will open that email box email box where they can write the email to you. So this you can use. There is another tag as button tag. So we have another tag button. So button has the attribute as on click. On click means when we click on that button, it will go to this location. So we can say it can go to another location, another web page, another thing. So we can test this. So see here, there is a button. So this tag is there, button on click document dot location equals to the name of the default.asp is the name of the file which we want to open it. So when we click on this, so see, I'm clicking on this and it goes to that page, default.asp page. This is the page which is name as default. We can say any other thing else also. Okay, so there is a button tag which we are now using it. Now there is another link title. So we have a title attribute also in the link tag, in the anchor tag. So when I use this and when I come to this, see, when I drag the mouse on top of it, one is that it shows as a hand pointer, and another, if I use this title inside it, it will display the text. It will display the text inside the box. Okay, I think for now, for this class, we can stop this. We will continue from the another class. Thank you very much.